out in my garage, planting up or transplanting. I have these, this is the dark opal basil. I'm gonna be planting or transplanting, taking out of these cells and putting into some red cups. And I have like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 different varieties of basil here that I will also be planting up today. It's really, it's cold here in the garage, but it's colder outside. So I just thought I would take this opportunity and I have some time off to go ahead and get some of this basil transplanted. All right, guys. All right, I'm getting ready to get started. And I just looked at my thermostat that's here in the garage. And it is 46 degrees in the garage, which is, you know, it's pretty chilly. But outside, I have the door open to the backyard, and it is 32 degrees outside. So I'm gonna take my 46 here in the garage and get some work done. So here I have one that I've already transplanted, and this is the dark opal basil. So I have 4 more, okay, three more of those to transplant. And I have, what do I have? I have a lime basil here. This is Ready Freddy. That looks really good. This is Cardinal Basil. And this is the second time that I've attempted to sow the Thai basil. And as you can see, I have nothing there. Oh, this is a good one. Right here, this is just the regular, you can't see the tag, but it's a sweet Italian basil. And here, this is interesting. It's a licorice basil. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out all these different basils and, you know, seeing what they taste like. I have a little one here, a lime, but I think I'm gonna let this lime stay in here a little bit longer because she's still pretty small. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. All right, I just wanted to share this with you before I got started. I love these clear planting. It comes in a 3 set. This is 1 part, and it has the water catcher that's, you know, the part 2, and then it also comes with a dome. The whole setup is really nice, and I do enjoy it. But getting these out of the containers can prove difficult. At least for me, I have, you know, a difficult time trying to get them out. So what I discovered this morning as I was, you know, squeezing it, this planting thing here, I just stuck this in the bottom and it pushed it right out. So yeah, you see the roots on that? I'm gonna plant it up. So sometimes, you know, you have, I mean, mind you, this was a icicle radish, and it was also short top carrots, and again, icicle radish. So yeah. So I'm gonna just, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with how to, you know, make your well there in the center. There. And I'm going to pop her in. Get her all nice and cozy. I gotta put it deeper. I don't know if you can see my, there. I'm gonna put some soil And this is just regular potting soil that I'm putting in here. I'm gonna take these chunks. Last year I had a container where I kept all the chunks from the potting soil. And then I just, used it out in the yard as mulch. Part of, just included it on top of the mulch. All right, guys. Mind you, this is an old label from last year. This is how I did some of the labeling. What does it say? This was a pimento pepper, a puma pepper that I had. So yeah, I made a video the other day, but I didn't post it, where I cleaned out, maybe I don't know, included some parts of it in this, where I took all my cups from last year and I cleaned them up, and I'm reusing them this year. So this is one of them. This is the dark opal basil. Look at those leaves. She's pretty. And it's even in the underside. What did I just say? The underside. It's very pretty. All right, guys, so that's what I'm going to continue to do here this morning, and I'll come back and show you all the cups once I'm done. All right, give me a few minutes. Hey guys, I'm still out here planting. It's still cold. I have some hot tea to kind of try and warm me up a little bit while I'm out here, because yeah. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Now I need to label my plants before I get too far along and forget what it is that I have. Because I have in this cup right here is a licorice basil. And I only had 2. In the past, I've gotten so ahead of myself that I forget to label, and then things are transplanted, but I don't remember what they are. So I have my labels and my tape, because these labels are really old and they don't stick well. So write the name on it, stick it on the outside of the cup. So I have my licorice basil there, and then I just run a piece of tape over it just to make sure that it stays in place. And the tape also protects it from water, when I'm watering, so that the writing doesn't come off. It's held up pretty well for me in the past. I'll show you an older cup from last year that I used. Or did I take those all? Okay, of course now I don't have one, but I believe I showed one earlier when I was talking about the initial transplanting of the basil. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead. I have just some sweet Italian basil here. So I need to get these other cups that don't have a label on them labeled. So again, I know what I'm growing and then I don't get confused. All right, guys, I will continue on and come back and show you the end results of how many cups of basil that I ended up planting up today. All right. Hey guys, I am back to update you on what I ended up doing. It got too cold out there in the basement. I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I gotta come in the house and finish this up. So I ended up planting up, I believe 17 cups of basil. Of the 17 cups, I have 5 different varieties. I have the dark opal basil. I have a red Freddy basil. This one is the Cardinal Basil. And this is just the kind of the common, the sweet Italian basil. And I have one more. And this is the one I'm most excited about. This is a licorice basil. And these are cups that I recycled from last year, as I already explained. Like last year in this cup, I had a Homestead tomato. And I opted not to use the permanent marker on the outside so that when I want to reuse them, you know, I don't have to worry about what was on it from last year. So this year I used like labels. I don't know if you can read that, but this is a licorice basil. So I have some cheap labels. They're not good enough to stick on by themselves. So I just put the label on there and then tape over it. Sometimes I'll use, where's one? I had one, oh yeah. This is one from last year. Okay, and that's just with paper. Just a piece of paper that I cut and taped over it, which again is a better option than, you know, I'm saying how these labels don't stick, but I'll find out when I go to take them off and see if they are able to be removed easily. So yeah, so now what I'm going to finish up doing is, because I'm using just potting soil, I'm not using the seed starting soil anymore. So, you know, there's possibilities of gnats and eggs and things being in this. And this, I'm going to put some vermiculite over, just a fine, you know, layer of vermiculite to kind of help retain moisture. And I have some of those little sticky traps in my seed starting area for the gnats. So yeah, that's what it's going to end up looking like. So I'm going to, again, finish up and put these cups in their new home. And you know, it's so much warmer in here. I felt that the plants were going into shock in the garage because it was so cold. I mean, mind you, somebody in a colder area may be like, oh, 46, that's a comfortable temperature. But not for me here in Virginia, in 7B. That was just, I'm like, that's too cold. I can't. And I felt that the poor plants were, you know, kind of under extreme amounts of stress there in the garage. So yeah, I'm going to finish up putting this vermiculite on the top and put them in their new home in the basement. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And I'm hoping to have a lot of basil this summer. You know, I feel that basil is like a staple out in the garden in the summer. I use a lot of basil in my salads. I make a lot of different types of pesto, and just in a lot of Italian dishes. It's great. And basil, once it grows up, it looks very pretty in the garden. So, I mean, I eat it, but even if you're not going to, you know, eat it that much, it's a beautiful looking plant when it's out in the yard. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. So I thank you for watching. I need you to leave me a comment and let me know if you're planting basil, if you have some of the varieties that I have listed here today, if you have something different and you want to share what that is, that would be great. Just leave me a comment and let me know what kind of basil you're planting or what kind of herbs. You know, I'm trying to get my culinary herbs together this season. One of my goals is I want to do herbs for actually making my own loose leaf tea. So that's something that I want to try. And I also, you know, want to do more things for cooking. So some cooking and some teas. That's my goal. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.